The desert was silent until it wasn't. A low, throbbing hum crept across the horizon. Villagers in western Sudan paused mid-task, staring at the faint silver glint cutting through the morning haze. At first, it looked like nothing more than a cargo plane, an Antonov An-26, one of those old Soviet workhorses built to move supplies, not wage war. But as the sound grew, dread followed, because in Darfur, 2003, everyone knew what that sound meant. It meant the Antonov had come. They called it the plane that chooses at random. It didn't dive like a jet. It didn't aim like a fighter. It simply appeared, circled once or twice, and then released death. From its open cargo bay tumbled at oil drums packed with explosives, fuel, and metal scraps, homemade bombs that rolled through the air before shattering the ground below. There was no warning siren, no shelter, no chance. Just a sudden flash, a deafening crack, and the kind of silence that follows only after screaming stops. And yet, this wasn't the front line of any conventional war. It was a region at the edge of the world, Darfur, where a rebellion had risen against the Sudanese government. A rebellion born not of ideology, but of neglect. For decades, Darfur's non-Arab tribes had been left behind, cut off from Khartoum's wealth, from its roads, its politics, and its promises. In early 2003, two rebel groups, the Sudan Liberation Movement and the Justice and Equality Movement, decided enough was enough. They attacked government outposts, demanding equality, representation, and an end to discrimination. Khartoum responded not with reform, but with fire. And from the sky came the Antonov. The An-26 was never meant for this. It was a cargo aircraft, twin turboprop, sturdy, cheap, easy to repair. The kind of plane that could land on dirt strips or drop paratroopers deep in the bush. But in the hands of the Sudanese Air Force, it became something else entirely. A flying bomb bay. Inside, soldiers rolled barrels toward the open ramp. They lit the fuses by hand, pushed them out, and watched as they tumbled through the air. No targeting systems, no precision, just gravity and chance. And that randomness was the point. It wasn't just about destroying rebels. It was about terrorizing the people who might support them. Villagers, farmers, families. When the droning began, people would scatter. Mothers grabbed children and ran to dry riverbeds. Men shouted, covering wells with whatever they could. But the bombs didn't discriminate. They fell where they wanted, on huts, on schools, on markets. Witnesses described seeing the An-26 circling slowly, methodically, like a predator in no hurry. "When you hear the Antonov," one survivor said, "you run, but you never know where to." The attacks followed a brutal pattern. First, the Antonovs, then the MiG jets for a second wave, and finally, the ground forces, militias known as the Janjaweed, charging into the ruins on horseback, burning whatever was left standing. By mid-2003, hundreds of villages were gone. By 2004, it was tens of thousands of homes, millions displaced. Entire landscapes erased by fire and shrapnel. The international community called it a humanitarian crisis.